Good morning everybody and welcome to Ed's Boat, and as you can see I'm out and about again. So I've got somewhere to go today and I thought, well, I'll go by boat. It'll all become clear later on. So I've headed out. It's quite early in the morning. I think it's still before 10 o'clock and I've been going a few minutes now. And there's a lot of traffic about on the canals, and I've just had a bit of an incident on what was an old bridge there where the canal goes really narrow. A boat was coming the other way and I turned to avoid it and then lost all my steering. So I ended up on the far side of the bank, having to push myself off with the pole. But with all the manoeuvring around, I think I've cleared whatever it was that was in the propeller. So hopefully we'll keep an eye on that and it should be okay. But the gearbox isn't grumbling, so we'll carry on and enjoy what's going to unfold today. Rapidly approaching Boot Wharf and it looks really congested up there. I don't know if you can see that. It's going to be tight getting through there, especially if there's a boat coming the other way. So I've slowed right down. Just have to pick our way through it, I think. Now those of you that have been watching my stories from the beginning, this is the boat that was actually next to mine in the boatyard. It's had a new top put on it now. Well, not that recently, and that's still being worked on. And if we look further up here, you'll see how congested it is with double moored boats. This was the result of them turning everybody off what was the old boatyard to build new houses. So we'll carry on a bit further and we'll see what the progress is. So there you are, the houses. Looks like they've started to build them and the boatyard looks very, very different. My boat would have been just to the other side of where those silos are. So yeah, progress is being made, but considering it's nearly 2 years, well, they haven't done an awful lot, have they? It's still very, very busy, but we can get through okay and there's nothing coming the other way, so it's not really been a big problem. So yeah, head on now through to Bedworth. Now I've got a bit of an obstacle course with debris in the canal. I have no idea what it is. It looks quite big. Hopefully it's nothing too hard. Why do people throw rubbish in the canals? I mean, honestly. Oh well, we'll try and skirt around it. It looks like insulation from here, so if I do clip it, hopefully it won't do any damage. Well, I'm about an hour into my journey and it is busy. There's boats everywhere. I am passing boats. Oh, every 30 seconds. Sometimes they're two together, you know, just a few feet behind. So everybody's in a real rush to get somewhere. Not really sure what that is, but maybe they're all doing the Warwickshire Ring anti-clockwise today, I don't know. But yeah, it's settled down a bit on this stretch, but every boat I'm passing is on the most awkward part of the canals, and you just think you've edged past one and there's another one directly behind it. So I know, Saturday though, isn't it? So I imagine people move around on a Saturday. Interesting though, but I'd just like to say it is my superior boat skills that are stopping all these collisions. Oh yeah. Here we are at Marston Junction. Now if you remember last September I went down that narrow turning there to the Ashby Canal. I'm not going to do that this time. This time we're going to head off still on the Coventry and go under that narrow bridge. Hope nothing's coming the other way. I've made it to Hawkesbury Junction. There's the bridge and the famous Greyhound pub just in the background. And if I was going to go to Rugby, I'd head off up the North Oxford, which is that way down there. I'm going to stay on the Coventry Canal and I'm heading that way. Well, I have moored up, and yes, it's only just gone lunchtime, but I am going to stay here, and I'm going to stay here tonight as well. And it is a particularly unglamorous part of the canal. That side of the hedge, there's an aggregate firm. I don't think they're working now, but I've had an idea, so I'm mooring up here for a specific reason. And that boat, I don't know if you can see it just there, they've had the same idea, and I'll explain in a moment. But first, I need to just have a quick look at that propeller and make sure that I haven't got anything tangled around it. Well, it's on with my big gloves. I'm going to dive in and see if I can see anything. Nothing at the moment. Need to investigate a bit further. Well, that's all I found. I mean, it looks like it has been chewed up a bit, so that might have been a bigger piece. So it looks like I've just literally picked up a bit of ivy or weed or something like that, chewed most of it up and spat it out, just had that little bit left. Well, that's reassuring anyway. Right, I'll put it all back together. And that should hold it. Another job I've got to do is to fill my stern greaser, this bit here. As you can see, this handle is wound down all the way. If it was full, the handle would be up here somewhere, but it's virtually all the way down now. So while I'm here, I may as well just fill that up. Now, if I could unscrew it from the bottom, that might help me with the process of filling it up, but unfortunately that is way too tight. I can't get it undone, and this is made of brass and I don't want to damage it, but the top piece comes off okay, so I'll remove that. This just unscrews. Well, I've had to remove the whole thing. Just took that union off. It wasn't actually screwed in, it was just held in with that pipe. That's another job I've got to do. And I couldn't take this bit out because the seal inside here is so good that it's pulling against too much resistance through the pipework through to the gland at the bottom. So I've taken it out to allow air in so I can pull that bit out. So I'll do that now. Right, I am using a particularly old cartridge of Esso Blue Ribbon Marine Grease. This came with the boat. I found it the other day. I thought, well, I'll put it to one side and use it. But I haven't got a proper sort of dispenser for it or grease gun or whatever. And this top bit won't fit inside the grease bit, but it fits on top like that. So I put it on top and then just pressed down with my fingers in there, and it filled it up quite nicely. So that worked out quite well. So the next thing to do is put the top back on the greaser. Right, the lid's back on and it's full, and as you can see, the handle is sticking right up now. So when I screw that down, it will squirt grease out of that end like a piston effect. That will squirt it down, and that will come through a grease pipe which will lead down to the stern gland. So I'll just connect the pipe back up, and then that's another job out the way. There we are, all connected up, and that is another job out the way. So I've given it a couple of twists till it firms up, and that is now putting a pressure of grease onto the stern gland, and I won't need to touch that for a little while anyway. Well, I don't know if you can hear the noise. Like I said, that side is an aggregate firm, but on that side of the canal is the Rico Arena. So I've got the family on the boat and we are listening to the Rolling Stones. So a nice free gig on the canal toper. So we're going to carry on listening to the Rolling Stones. In the meantime, take care and I'll see you soon.
Hello everyone and welcome to Ed's Boat. This week we're going to be seeing if the chimney works and if the horn makes a noise. So yeah.
Cheeky mare.